Jadi bagi banyak kanak-kanak umur 8, 9, 10 tahun, Africa doesn't exist. Because for them, they don't see Africans on Facebook. Right? So, internet ni banyak orang cakap it opens up your horizon, it opens up the world, but at the same time it depends on how you use it. Because saya pernah pergi ke Sabah buat workshop berkenaan dengan positive use of the internet. Bila masuk tu biasalah, everyone is always on Facebook and YouTube, you know, any student masuk lab, the first thing dia buat, boleh buka Facebook tak? Boleh buka YouTube tak kan? So that one I accept, no problem. Masa nak start class I was like, okay everyone, tolong buka Google search. Out of 10 students, 9 tak tahu nak buka Google search. Which means that siapa yang ajar budak-budak ni guna komputer, that person told these kids, okay, nampak kotak URL atas tu, that one you type Facebook or you type YouTube, that is the internet. You know, serious, that's because that's all they know. That means kalau nak tengok berita, tengok through YouTube. Nak tengok atau Facebook, nak tengok video, everything is through YouTube and Facebook. So macam bergerak ke hadapan, it's not just about getting data, it's about how to tapis data tu. Because kalau kita tak pandai jaga ini, tiba-tiba macam masa Nelson Mandela kena meninggal hari tu, tak silap saya dia meninggal nak dekat 10 kali kot dalam masa 3-4 hari. Because everyone will be like, oh Nelson Mandela passed away. And then 2 hours later, no, he's still alive. Kan? And then 10 minutes later, no, he's dead. And then like 2 hours later, he's still alive. Macam nyawa kucing, 9 lives kan? Because people don't verify content, which is also a really important thing. As students also, when you do research or anything, you have to make sure that you verify your content. Banyak orang, apa? Siti Nurhaliza buntal? It's like, shoot, share. You don't even verify from any news sources. So this one is very, very important. Moving on. So as I said, selalu orang fikir kalau online threats ni, you think computer viruses or groups of hackers in a dark room trying to steal your information. But reality is, in any security chain, the weakest link is always the human factor. It's always the human factor. So, penjenayah cyber pun pandai. They realize that, okay, you know, people are spending more time online, so now they have redirected their efforts towards people who use the internet. Because in 2012, the end of 2012, early 2013, tahun pertama dalam sejarah dunia, keuntungan jenayah cyber mengatasi keuntungan jenayah dadah dunia. Right? So that's a lot of money. I grew up, masa saya kecil dulu, kecil umur, bukan kecil badan, kecil umur, saya dulu, saya cakap boleh, orang lain cakap saya mengajuk. Okay, so, I grew up at a time when you talk about criminals, it's like Mexican drug cartel, Italian mafia, Japanese yakuza, Chinese triad. Now it's all this group of hackers who are funded by these big organizations, but they could be anyone, working in a dark room, making tens of thousands of ringgit or USD a night. So, penjenayah cyber pandai. Dia nak buat minimum effort, maximum profit, and that's why cybercrime is very big. And it's because of this formula that cybercrime is rampant. Because the more time you spend online, the higher your risk of becoming a victim of a cybercrime. Di Malaysia, the latest study shows that on average, a Malaysian spends about 19 hours a week, almost 20 hours a week online. Right? Dalam satu minggu, seorang warga Malaysia menghabiskan lebih kurang 20 jam seminggu. If you spend 1 to 24 hours online, your risk of becoming a victim of cybercrime is 64%. Even if you spend 1 hour a week, it doesn't start at like 10%, 20%, 5%, no. It starts at 64%. So the question is not if you will become a victim of a cybercrime, the question is when will you become a victim of a cybercrime. And this is a change in philosophy that you have to understand. Because if your attitude is, rasanya tak kot, ya kot, tak kot, ya kot, then bila time nak upgrade antivirus, rasanya tak kot, hari ni kena virus, so you don't update, malas. Kan? But if your attitude is always, bilakah, I'm just waiting for the time, it's going to happen, then you're more proactive. You'll always update your antivirus, you'll always update your OS, you'll always take precautions. So, cybercrime is big in Malaysia, 1.6 billion ringgit lost to scams in 2012. That's a lot of money. And scams ni could be scam cinta, scam ugo, blackmail dan sebagainya. So how do we face these challenges online? So, this is where Cybersecurity Malaysia, since joining them about 3 years ago, I came up with the concept of adab of a digital citizen. Adab selalu, if we talk about adab, you might think, oh, adab is bila lalu depan orang kena tunduk, ambil sesuatu atau kasih sesuatu guna tangan kanan, bercakap dengan ibu bapa atau warga tua jangan tinggikan suara. Ini adab lebih kepada aspek interaksi sosial. Tapi saya mengambil adab, dia punya definisi daripada Profesor Syed Naqib Alatas. Profesor Syed Naqib Alatas is a professor of Islamic philosophy from UIA. Beliau, dia ada buat banyak buku lah. Tetapi secara ringkasnya, I summarize that, adab adalah ilmu yang sesuai pada masa yang sesuai. Right? So kalau saya ambil definisi adab sebagai ilmu yang sesuai pada masa yang sesuai, everything I do ada adab. How I drive my car ada adab. How I use my handphone ada adab. How I use my laptop ada adab dan sebagainya. Jadi, an example would be, in Malaysia, everyone who drives a car has to have a license, betul tak? Kan? You have to have kena buat ujian bertulis, ujian memandu, you get your license. Right? Tapi ada orang yang bawa kereta dengan elok, ada yang bawa kereta macam hantu. Kan? So, why is this? They both have the same amount of knowledge. So, one guy, he knows that bila time bawa laju, bila time patut bawa laju, dia bawa laju. Time patut bawa slow. Kalau nak belok kanan, signal kanan, nak belok kiri, signal kiri. Yellow means slow down, not go faster. Right? So he knows the right knowledge and he uses it in the right situation or the right timing. So he has the right adab memandu. Orang yang tak ada adab memandu, time patut bawa laju, dia bawa slow. Time bawa slow, dia bawa laju. Bila belok kiri kanan, dia tak signal. Dia nampak lampu kuning, maknanya go more than 120 miles per hour. Kan? See, so again, dia punya perbandingan ilmu sama. They both have the same knowledge because they both had to do the same exam, they both had to do the same test. But seorang tu menggunakan ilmu yang ada pada masa yang sesuai. So this is adab. Contoh orang yang mungkin kekurangan adab handphone ialah orang yang bila pergi tengok wayang tak kerti nak off phone. Kan Mr. Bean ke siapa entah dekat cinema dah cakap please switch off your phone, put it on silent. But still there will be somebody's phone who goes off. So again, he knows why you have to switch off your phone. But he doesn't do it at the right time, so that is somebody who doesn't have the right adab when using a phone. And part of learning the right adab is understanding that perubahan tabiat lebih penting daripada hanya peningkatan ilmu. Contohnya, Alhamdulillah hari ini, I think even yesterday, you have all these people coming in, giving you talks, you're getting a lot of notes, writing a lot of notes, getting a lot of ilmu. Contohnya saudara kita tadi sebutkan, do not have the same password for all your accounts, betul tak? So now you have that ilmu. But how many of you lepas ni will open up your computer and for the next 45 minutes, 1 hour, go through each account and change your password and make sure they're different? You know, maybe like 1% of you, right? So this is why perubahan tabiat lebih penting dengan hanya peningkatan ilmu, because you can have all the ilmu in the world, but if you don't have the proper tabiat, use it at the right time, then tak ada adab, you're going to get yourself into trouble. So, first you have to understand that online safety, online security, banyak konsep sama dengan keselamatan di alam nyata. There's a lot of similarities, but a lot of people they shy away because, I tak pandai IT, I don't have a degree or a diploma in computer science, so I don't know how to secure my computer, I'm not IT savvy, so they don't even bother to secure their digital device. Sebab takut. Setengah mak bapa don't even counsel their children on cyber safety because, anak saya lagi pandai daripada saya, kan saya tegur dia cakap saya bodoh. So they don't say anything. Right? But you have to understand there's a lot of similarities between nasihat dulu dengan sekarang. Contohnya, kita diajar sebelum lintas jalan buat apa? Pandang kiri kanan. Siapa yang tak faham lagi sebelum lintas jalan pandang kiri kanan mungkin tak bersama kita pada hari ini. Jadi, it's okay. Some of you got it, some of you a bit slow to pick up. It's okay. No problem. Anyway, so before you cross the street, look left and right. But what's the main concept? Apakah konsep utama di sebalik nasihat tengok kiri kanan sebelum lintas jalan? It's about safety. It's about security. It's about before you take action, be aware of your surroundings and make a decision. Kan? Because you don't want to make a decision that gets you in danger. That's the core idea behind tengok kiri kanan sebelum lintas jalan. Yang tengok kiri kanan sebelum lintas jalan is the situasi melintas jalan. Betul tak? But the concept is beware of your surroundings so you don't get into trouble. So if you understand the core idea or the core principle of this advice of looking left and right before you cross the street, then you will be able to port it. Macam kalau PC game, console game, port from one to the other. So same thing. If you understand this, then you can port it to the digital world. Before I open up an email, I make sure I know who the email came from. Before I open up a file, I scan the file so I know what's inside of it. See, same concept. It's just that dia punya implementation mungkin different atau dia punya guidelines are different. Or, for instance, if you look at Malaysia, we are one of the most unique countries in the sense of we have the IC system implemented during the after World War II to overcome the communist threat. So if you had an IC, you are okay. If you didn't have an IC, you got shot at one stage. So we have a culture that is very aware of jaga IC. Jangan letak mata-mata. I ingat lagi masa saya nak buat UPSR dapat IC, bapak saya, Aaron, tahniah, anda semakin menjejak langkah ke alam kedewasaan. Bangga gila. Tapi lepas tu ada dia punya disclaimer. Tapi ingat, hilang IC hang kena tabur. Ada threat pula tu. So suddenly my Velcro Ultraman wallet, walaupun ada RM1 je, felt so heavy because my IC was inside and I was so scared to lose my IC. Right? Then you go to school and you're like, member aku gila pandai. Kenapa? Dia tak bawa IC, dia bawa photostat IC. See, a lot of you know this. Bawa photostat IC. Yang lagi pandai, dia bawa apa? Laminated photo IC. Yang bakal menjadi art student, dia photostat, dia color dulu, baru dia laminate. Kan? So, see, a lot of you are laughing because you kind of understand this joke because you have experienced it firsthand. So, kita dah ada culture, jaga your identity, value your identity. Don't give your IC number to strangers, don't put your IC all over the place. So, you have that concept of the value of privacy or security. Tapi first time buka Facebook, full name, kasih full name. Home address, give home address. Contact number, give contact number. You suddenly, it's like everything that you learn about your IC, punya security, you dah macam lupa. Kan? Sebab saya nak main Farmville and Cityville and Mafia Wars, I don't care. Kan? This is a problem. Right? I've come to learn that to be good at security or privacy, you have to understand it's a fine balance between security and simplicity. Right? Because obviously, no, it's true. Because see, if, let's say nak saya nak masuk Dewan, sampai dekat guard house, ambil ink, cap jari. Lepas tu kena sign number. Lepas tu kena ambil gambar. Lepas tu lepas ambil gambar tu kena tunggu dia buat custom card. Lepas tu pakai card. Lepas tu masuk dalam sini, sampai kat pintu sana kena biometric scanner based on the fingerprint that was taken at the guard house. And then masuk kat bawah ni tiba-tiba kena voice recognition baru mic ni jalan. It's like so many steps. So what happens? Leceh. Bila leceh sangat, malas lah nak datang Yusin kasih talk. Nak masuk macam lagi tua daripada masuk MINDEF. Nampak? See, because the security side has overwhelmed the simplicity side. But at the same time, if you want it too simple, then security tak ada also becomes a problem. See? So it's all about balancing between security and simplicity. Alah, leceh lah nak two-step authentication. But honestly, nowadays, the best way to secure your Gmail account, your Facebook account, your Twitter account, and your Dropbox, activate two-step authentication. So, Adab of Digital Citizen is the methodology that we use for our content. And yes, it's broken down into these 4 main categories. So every time we do content, we talk about Adab, these are 4 main categories. Know your gadget, whether you use Android, Windows, Nokia, Apple, iOS, know your gadget, know the pros and the cons, the weakness of your OS and the strength of your OS. Because when you understand this, then you know what situations you're good at and what you are not. Secondly, is secure your connection. Once your digital device is secure, you have to make sure that maklumat yang kita hantar dan terima adalah secure. Because there's no point that your handphone macam the most secure phone in the world, but then every time you send and receive information, everyone sees the data. No point. So you have to make sure that your connection is secure. Next, you have to understand the platform that you use. I'm not going to say, jangan guna Facebook, jangan guna Twitter, jangan guna Dropbox dan sebagainya. Tidak. I'm telling you, if you want to use Facebook, become a pro at using Facebook. Jangan guna Facebook dah 3 tahun, tak pernah sekali pun buka security settings. Right? Because then you're asking for trouble. Right? So, understand the platform. If you're using Windows, why is Windows good? Why is it bad? If you're using Mac, why is it good? Why is it bad? A lot of people say, sebenarnya kan Mac ni lagi selamat daripada Windows. Not really. Because you have to realize, if I am a criminal, kalau saya ni penjenayah cyber and I'm creating a virus or a malware, do I want to waste my time creating a virus that will infect 10 computers or create a virus that will infect 1,000 computers? 1,000 computers. And the reality is, there's more Windows computers than Mac. Nampak? So it's counterproductive for me to habiskan masa buat the super virus yang hanya akan menjangkiti 1,000 komputer. So that's why Windows selalu kena serang. So that's kind of the negative side. The positive side is Windows users are actually more aware of the threats online. Mac user ni kadang-kadang bodoh sombong. Kan? It's like, what? Virus? Malware? Ha 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 ha. Mana ada? Kan? But studies have shown that when a malware, a virus, exploit happens on Apple computer, it actually spreads almost 10 times faster. Because a lot of the Mac users don't have antivirus installed, don't have the proper security apps installed, because diorang macam, mana ada virus kat Apple? So see, understand your platform. And last but not least, go back. And last but not least, be careful what you say. Because if your gadget is secure, your connection is safe, you understand the platform that you use carefully, but hang sendiri cakap benda bodoh on the internet, there's nothing anybody can do about it. You're just going to get yourself in trouble. So, cloud computing. Frank talked about how everything is stored online, and that's basically what cloud computing is. The end, thank you very much. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, basically cloud computing is very straightforward. You know, it's basically your information is stored on a server somewhere, and what's cool about it is even if your computer or your laptop or your smartphone meletup right now, you can buy a new one, activate it, and you still have all your data. That's the awesome thing about cloud computing. And a good example is contohnya Google Apps, right? But you have to understand that cloud computing requires a lot of trust. Yeah, do you trust your data in someone else's possession, right? Katakanlah dekat korang ada yang housemate semua, tiba-tiba is like, you got money, and you're like, hey bro, can you hold on to this money for me? Aku nak balik kampung dulu. First, you have to make sure that you really trust your friend, right? Because you're not just going to go to somebody yang banyak orang cakap, mamak ni memang kaki menipu, kaki curi duit. You're not going to go to him and say, hey bro, can you hold on to my money? Right? Because that would be silly. You find somebody who anda rasa memang yakin dia takkan tipu anda, you give him the money or something that's valuable, okay, please hold on to it. Right? So insyaAllah, it's secure in a way. But how long will that guy keep your money safe? Kan? Lama-lama everyday dia lalu je benda tu, hi Aaron, tak nak buka envelope ke tengok berapa dalam ni? Kan? Dan tiba-tiba buka, banyaknya duit. Kan? Hi Aaron, duit, apa ni, parents tak kasih allowance lagi, lambat. Gunalah sikit 2 hari ni, besok top up balik. Nampak? That the devil starts to whisper in your head. So the same with all these companies. Google, Dropbox, all say we will protect your data. But at the same time, they cannot guarantee it because the protection is human-made. And nothing human-made is perfect. That's one thing. Secondly is, any server farm is, dalam bahasa Melayu, is tertakluk kepada undang-undang negara tu. So that means if let's say your data is in a server in New Zealand, the server there is bound to the rules of that land. If your server is in US, it's bound to the rules of that land. So that means if let's say your data, your Gmail information is all in a server in the US, suddenly something happens. Satu nak sue Gmail susah sebab dekat US. And then suddenly you want to sue, they'll be like, oh sorry, you don't have any jurisdiction. You tak ada hak. You are Malaysian, this is US. Nampak? That's a problem. Secondly, if let's say, tiba-tiba for whatever reason, FBI, CIA, NSA minta Google reveal semua email pengguna Malaysia. This is government subpoena, whatever. Dia kena ikut arahan. Dia tak boleh, hello Aaron, minta maaf but FBI dah call kita. But don't worry, it's not gonna happen, right? Because you're even using Gmail for free. Sebab korang kedukut nak mampus kan, tak nak bayar. So, lagi nak minta tolong bila something wrong happens, right? It's not gonna happen. So you have to understand this concept of anything on the internet that you use for free, right? You are more aware of that company gathering statistics than you are a customer to that company. Always remember that. Google search, it's so awesome, it's so free. But every time you search, you are refining the algorithm so that when somebody looks for something, they find the most accurate result, which is why people spend money to advertise on Google search. That's all it is. Facebook makes billions of USD a year. Anybody here pay for Facebook? Ada tak? Tak ada, right? How do they make billions? Because they use your data to sell ads. That's it. So always remember, anything that you use online that's free, you have to be careful. Secondly, anything that any server that keeps your data in a different country is bound to the laws of that land. So if that land tiba-tiba perang dengan Malaysia, that's it lah. There's no guarantee to your privacy. Because basically when you use a cloud service, it becomes the middleman. right? You selalu kalau kita cakap pasal cloud computing, you might think, oh yes, Google, Facebook, Twitter, but actually now antara the biggest cloud services that everyone uses is WhatsApp. That's the biggest, one of the biggest cloud services that you use. Because kalau dulu hantar SMS pergi ke telco, telco hantar kepada orang yang patut terima message tu. Now it goes from you to telco, telco to WhatsApp, WhatsApp to telco, telco to your target receiver. So ada orang tengah sekarang. How much do you trust WhatsApp? WhatsApp just got bought over by Facebook, right? Dun. What's going to happen to your data? So my recommendation with apps like WhatsApp, anything yang ada orang tengah, okay, let's just talk about WhatsApp because I think everyone uses it. Because dulu orang semua kedekut bila nak message kan. Kalau boleh nak masuk satu karangan dalam satu SMS sebab nak jimat duit. Sebab itu ciptanya bahasa yang saya tak faham. Kan, tak boleh jadi XBLH kan, and all these other slang. Sampai tengok pun macam ini code ke? Ini dah encrypted SMS message. Kan? I do not understand, right? And then so that's dulu zaman SMS. Now with WhatsApp, you have a WhatsApp group for your classmates, a WhatsApp group for your department, a WhatsApp group for your curricular activity, WhatsApp group for your sisters and brothers, WhatsApp group for your sisters only, a WhatsApp group for your brothers only, WhatsApp group for your parents only, WhatsApp group for your whole family, WhatsApp group for your potluck group, WhatsApp group for your duit kutu group, WhatsApp group for your Dota group, WhatsApp group. Nampak? Because it's free. Well, not really free lah, but it's minimal cost. So you have all these groups and you're chatting back and forth. So my only advice when using WhatsApp is, kalau nak chat benda kosong, kan, malam ni jom Dota, oh malam ni jom Destiny, oh malam ni Battlefield, whatever. Atau, jom kita buat potluck, oh jom kita buat ni, whatever. Fine, go ahead, use WhatsApp. But as soon as you start talking about, oh this is my IC number, this is my passport number, this is my bank account number, please switch to SMS. Belanjakan duit sikit, at least to kind of guarantee that your information is secure. Because when you start using WhatsApp to share all this personal information, there's no guarantee that WhatsApp will keep it private. So far so good? Alright, cool. Privacy is very important. You have to understand the importance of privacy because the more information you have about you online, the easier it is for people to profile you, the easier it is for people to con you. Right? Contohnya, at least sini tadi masa intro ada gambar saya, and then dekat business, dekat dia punya flyer pun ada gambar saya, so you kind of know that I'm Aaron. Tapi saya pernah pergi kepada sebuah university. Ini dia punya art pula. This is the computer and mathematics faculty, right? Masuk guard house tak ada orang minta ID. Masuk ke computer faculty punya building tak ada orang minta ID. Sampai dekat lab tu siap ada student datang, bukan nak tanya, excuse me, who are you? First thing is, Encik Aaron ya. So from a security perspective, you never reveal information to people. That's why kita patah balik kepada perubahan tabiat kan. If you really want to be IT security savvy, you have to eat, breathe and live security in everything that you do. You know? You have to be like when you go to Starbucks or Coffee Bean and be like, your name sir? Blasah SK2, Luke Skywalker. Because you're giving out your real name. Kan? Why? You should not. Right? So, when you meet somebody for the first time, jangan kita tawarkan nama kita ke orang tu, atau jangan kita tawarkan nama orang yang kita nak jumpa. Because it's easy for that person to, oh, dia nak cari Aaron lah. Oh yes, saya Aaron. Nampak? It's so easy because you give him information that he can use against you. But if you say like, Sanko, when you are you here to see who, nampak? He has to verify the information first, instead of using the information that I give him. So this is very important. You have to understand the concept of privacy, and it's very important because even though sharing is caring, right? Oversharing is careless, right? It is. Imagine Harvard University, top 2 university in the world, people would die or kill somebody to go to Harvard University. It's so awesome, kan? But the selection process is so strict that they actually have to hire a third-party company to vet through the applications. So that means this third-party company vets through all the thousands of applications, maybe only the final 100, top 100, hantar ke Harvard University punya selection committee, and they do the final selection. Before that, they don't even see your transcript. So this person who works in this company told me, dulu Harvard punya selection process is tengok transcript. First interview might be online or through a phone. Second interview, they come to the country, kan? So contohnya they come to Malaysia, then they'll do like an open day. So siapa yang dah diterima datang interview. Second interview. Third is final selection. So there was 4 steps you have to go through. Starting 2012, the end of 2012, Harvard dah implement a new step, which is to check calon punya online background. So now after they look at your transcript, they interview pertama, interview kedua, they look at your Facebook, Twitter, anything that has your name on it online. So this lady was telling me, this one student, transcript dia perfect, like the most beautiful transcript pernah dia tengok. Memang keluar setitis air mata bila tengok transcript. So beautiful, kan? Because academically that person was very good, captain of the debate team, wakil negara sukan under 20 whatever. So this guy was awesome, physical and mentally. Interview pertama, interview kedua, lancar, no problem. Tiba-tiba time nak check dia punya online presence, rupanya mamak ni peminat besar budaya hip hop dan rap. So maknanya cara dia bercakap dekat dia punya Facebook account ala-ala yo-yo WhatsApp. And budaya hip hop dengan rap ni dia banyak guna perkataan-perkataan tidak sesuai. Right? They use a lot of negative terms when they're talking to each other. Things like bitch and hoe and dog. Right? Because I had a friend. We lived in Kuwait in the Middle East together. When the war happened, he went to LA, Los Angeles. I came back to Malaysia. So one time he came over for holiday. Jumpa kat airport. What's up, dog? Aku dah cakap. Kau panggil aku anjing. Right? Sebab kita tak biasa. And he said, no man, dog is like brother. I'm like, oh, okay. Right? And then he was like, he called me the N-word. I'm like, N-word? I'm white, man, you know. But again, it's for them, sesama sendiri, it's normal. Right? It's like, ada orang Melaka tak kat sini? Ada orang Melaka?
Mati dah.
15 more minutes.
Bau.
So, itu pun nak tepuk. Relax, bro. So, what happened was, this is a bit off topic, but isteri saya orang Melaka. Dia cerita kat saya, orang Melaka kalau kita tengok yang makcik tok saudara, makcik saudara semua, when they talk to each other, it's very kasar. Celaka kau makno, ingat kau dah mampus. They're family, but they talk like that to each other. Anak gampang, you know, whoa, kan? But that's how they talk to each other. So siapa yang Melaka mungkin can relate kan. So sebenarnya budaya hip hop budaya hip hop rap ni asal dari Melaka. Betul. Orang ni tak tahu. Anyways, because of what he said on his Facebook account, because of the picture that he posted on Facebook account, because of the music videos that he posted on his music account, his application to Harvard was rejected. Not because he was not academically qualified. Because remember Harvard, bila dia dapat macam final 10 students, it's not like seorang dapat 10A, seorang dapat 9A. Semua setiap orang tu dah dapat 100 A's. Right? It's all about your personality or something that, okay, you know what, kita tolak dia ke tepi. Because they want the best of the best or the best of the best. Sampai macam tu tau. Tapi that is in Harvard. Maybe kat Asia ni lain sikit. So ada yang gelap mungkin dah tahu. Seorang Singaporean berumur 14-15 tahun, she has a video blog. Satu hari sakit mata, dia buat video kat YouTube, saya sakit mata MC 5 hari. That is basically the message. Tapi cara dia cakap tu, kata orang, gedik. Bukan setakat gedik, gedik nak mampus. So she's like, I don't know, maybe she's a big K-pop, H-pop, I-pop, P-pop, I don't know. But bila dia cakap tu, like, hi. Kan? So because of that, this video last time I checked, I think had about 400,000 views, and out of that 400,000 views, I think majority were like, oh, you're stupid, oh, you're silly. So how does that affect this person's reputation? Imagine like 5 years from now, when you have like another event like this, tiba-tiba speaker daripada entah mana datang, Mina ni macam familiar je. Tengok muka dia. Right? It will affect your reputation even before people get to see you. Tapi tak apa, itu Singapore, maybe Malaysia lain sikit. Nur Amalina, pelajar pertama pada tahun 2005 mendapat 15 A1. 11? 12? 17? Ambil kau, 17. Marah dia. Susah-susah dapat 17, kita cakap 15. Okay, so first student to get 17 A1s, right? She was the poster child for everything good. Brand Essence of Chicken, muka dia. Astro Channel Pendidikan, muka dia. Kalau ada keropok leko yang dapat naikkan IQ anak anda, dia jugalah yang jual. Memang macam tu. It was like anything that was, you know, she was the spokesperson. But then what happened? She went to Scotland to study, and now if you Google search Nur Amalina, what comes up might not be her 17A1 achievement, but the fact that she became a wild girl when she went to Scotland. So of course the mother says that, oh no, she took some pictures wearing some clothes, it was supposed to be private, but somehow it got on the internet and then people fitnah. Again, we are not here to judge Nur Amalina, but again, why were the pictures taken in the first place? Golden rule of the internet. Actually, there's no such thing as the golden rule of the internet. But always remember, if there's something about you that you don't want anybody to know about, don't put it in any digital form anywhere. Anywhere. Right? Banyak sangat kes yang bila bercinta, oh sayang you, sayang ye, me ye. No, maybe dia punya boyfriend nama Yi ke apa kan. So, what happens, masa tu, I rela lah you ambil gambar apa. And then first time gaduh je, you tak kasih duit, I put this on the internet. Banyak sangat kes macam ni. So please, if you don't want somebody to know anything or something about you, don't put it in any digital form anywhere. Jangan letak dalam kamera, oh tak apa, saya tak letak online. Tidak. Because if your handphone or your digital camera or your tablet hilang, again, benda tu akan sampai kat tangan orang, orang tu akan upload ke internet. 3 main ways that information about you gets online. Kena cepat ni. One is information that you yourself put. The good news is that you have 100% control about the information that you yourself put about yourself. So please make sure it's good and not bad. Secondly is information that other people put about you, like photo tagging kan. When somebody takes a picture of you, puts it online without you knowing about it. So make sure that there is more good things that people put about you than bad. Dan ketiga ialah information that the internet needs, like your credit card number, online banking, Gmail account, email account. So please, an easy way to manage your Gmail or your email account is separate a personal email account for personal serious work and a rubbish email account for all your online registrations for game sites or Kuih Raya sites or whatever. Always be careful of the pictures you share online, because when you take a picture, kita tengok kat sini selalu orang cakap, oh couple, oh husband and wife, oh boyfriend girlfriend. But it could be brother and sister, it could be father and daughter, or mother and son. It could be 2 guys, it could be 2 girls. You never know, right? Always remember, any picture you put online, apa yang anda ingin tunjuk orang dengan apa yang orang akan lihat tidak semestinya benda yang sama. So kita letak gambar, Selamat Hari Raya, Happy New Year, apa entah. Orang message balik, Selamat Hari Raya ke saja nak belagak kereta Axis baru. Sebab ada kereta kat belakang. Itu yang jadi tumpuan dia. Nampak? And penjenayah cyber macam tu. You put a picture, Raya, they don't look at you. They look at what's behind you. For instance, gambar bawah tu, I can see exactly what type of locks are on that door. So that means if I want to break into that house, I know the exact tools I need to overcome those locks. I know that if I want to break into that house using social engineering mana saya cuba, social engineering is basically why break into somebody's house if you can get them to open the door for you kan. So imagine if I want to social engineer that house. Assalamualaikum. So sebab ada 3 perempuan, Waalaikumsalam, siapa tu? Assalamualaikum Cik, kami daripada Kementerian Kesihatan sedang membuat program kajian arthritis, dan jika puan layak, kami akan membuat pertukaran kursi roda lama dengan yang baru. Kenapa saya buka cerita tu? Sebab dekat belakang sofa tu ada kursi roda. See, I use the information that I see that you have given me to my advantage. I could go like, hello, kami daripada Kementerian Kesihatan ada membuat pemeriksaan mata percuma, kalau layak dapat free contacts. Why? Because I know that one of the people in the house with glasses. These are all information yang kita rasa macam, alah, no problem lah. But criminals will use it to their advantage. We tell kids don't share your school name, kan? Tapi tiba-tiba budak tu ambil gambar hari sukan, dia lupa yang kat Malaysia ni 99.9% of school punya baju sukan apa kat depan tu? Lencana sekolah. See? So again, you are revealing what you thought you were not revealing. Ingat, internet ni seumpama sungai deras. Sungai deras ni kalau baling batu dalam sungai tu boleh dapat balik tak batu yang sama? Tak boleh. Same thing. When you put a picture, a video, a comment, anything you put online, it's not yours anymore. Right? Somebody can easily right-click save as, screen capture, and they have their own copy forever on the internet. And if it's bad, they will wait for the right time to damage you. They're not gonna, mungkin kalau ada benda yang memalukan anda sekarang, dia tak keluar sekarang. Dia keluar bila first time anda nak pergi cari kerja. Dia akan keluar bila first time anda naik pangkat. Dia akan keluar first time anda nak menjadi wakil rakyat. These are the times that these things come out for maximum damage. So before I go, always remember when, ni tahun berapa punya student Campur? Campur. So imagine like you graduate, you're so happy, you get your business card, you're like, oh my God, business card, so cool, right? And then you go home and you're like, anak mah, my business card, mak, my business card. Kucing rumah pun nak my business card. Because you're given 2 boxes, about 200 cards, and you don't know who to give. Because you don't have 200 friends, kan? Always remember, this is the most important business card, portfolio, resume you will ever have. What people will find when they put your name in that white box, that is your future. People have gotten kerja yang gaji berpuluh-puluh ribu based on not their resume, but based on what they do online. Whether it's a blog, whether it's a community, whether it's a website. So please, please, please be aware. This is the most important business card you will ever have. And before you share anything online, please, please, please think carefully. In this sense, think stands for, is it true, is it helpful, is it inspiring, is it necessary, is it kind? Because a lot of people say a lot of stupid, I almost say the S word. A lot of people say stupid stuff online. So please, please, please be careful. I don't want you to, sekarang ni, you're probably what, 19, 17? 19. So that means you've already spent about 12 years of your life in school, right? Probably have 2 more. So on average, let's say 15 years. Do not sacrifice 15 years of hard work for one picture or one video that goes online. Because even if you have all A's, Dean's List, first grade honors, if people open Google search, Google your name, and they find the bad things before they see your qualifications, you're not going to get the job. So, always remember, if you have a problem, please, please, please face it, and don't, what? Facebook it. Facebook is not your diary. I don't care about how your feelings are that day. I don't care what you're having for breakfast, right? Please, 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 keep it general. Oh my God, my boss is such a dude. Ya Allah, lecturer aku mangkuk. Ya Allah, Mina ni tak cinta kat aku, kecewanya aku. Oh, stress. Right? It does not help anyone. Islamically, you are not supposed to reveal your weaknesses or negative things about you. Setengah orang dia pergi berdakwah, dia akan cerita, oh saya dulu dadah, main perempuan, tapi sekarang saya dah tobat, Alhamdulillah, jadi macam saya. Right, thank you. 5 minutes. Please ask a question. So sekarang ni 2 question lah. Tadi dah 1, ni 1. Oh, you're just reminding me again. Okay, so, right, so Islamically, when you dakwah, you're supposed to say, okay, I did a lot of bad stuff, but I learned from my mistakes, and you dakwah. You do not go into detail about what you've done, because nobody gains anything from it, and it's your reputation and people's image of you yang kena teruk. Right? Even if your niat is elok. Don't. Oh, aku dulu rock band, MC Rock the World. Oh, don't talk about things like that. You don't have to, right? So the same thing with the internet. When you go for a job interview, as perfect as your resume is, if people see that, oh, there's actually a picture of this person here, they will not take the risk because diorang tak nak benda tu terjadi lagi sekali, bawah nama syarikat diorang. Right? You're too much of a liability. So, any questions regarding my topic? Sorry, 1 hour is really very short for me. Ada apa soalan? Yes, sir.
Okay. Saya Saiful dari UiTM Yasin. Kita tahu sekarang nowadays scammer Facebook makin membiak. So saya nak tahu apa tindakan Cyber Security Malaysia untuk solve problem scammer dekat Facebook. And apa kekangan-kekangan cyber security? Yeah. And Lawyer Forum lah yang mostly deal untuk deal barang. So
on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. So in regards to like bad stuff on Facebook, one is it's hard for us to control because it's easy for people to make a fake account, kan? Buka fake account and start buat benda yang tak patut. Either dia buka fake account guna nama orang, atau dia guna fake account guna produk dan dia jual and then orang kena tipu. So the best thing is, one is if you see anything dodgy or yang tak patut, yang tak elok, report. So Facebook knows. Because even if let's say something happens and anda membuat aduan kepada Cyber Security Malaysia berkenaan dengan Facebook, kita kena patah balik kat Facebook and tell them. Right? Because at the end of the day, again, remember, their platform, their rules, their property. You cannot paksa them to do anything, right? So one is if you see anything dodgy, report. Secondly, if there's anything that is too good to be true, it probably isn't true, right? So kalau tiba-tiba, oh beli 1 handbag dapat 10 free, kan? Itu mungkin ada penipuan sikit, right? If there's things like, or click this video to look at the wreckage of MH370 yang baru ditemui pagi tadi. Again, verify that the wreckage was found through Star Online, CNN, Al Jazeera, baru buka video tu. Because a lot of the times, penjenayah cyber will use social engineering. So for instance, if let's say sekarang ni musim Hajj, a lot of scams menggunakan tema Hajj. Oh, menangi package haji percuma, pergi umrah percuma dan sebagainya. Kalau masa World Cup, a lot of scams involved World Cup tickets dan sebagainya. I think like Mariah Carey is coming to Malaysia, so there's going to probably be a lot of scams involving free tickets to watch Mariah Carey in Malaysia, contohnya. See, they always change according to the situation and what's going on in the world. So please be aware. For me, easily Facebook, you just have to double verify any information. And if it's something like, oh, download this video, download that, kalau boleh, be careful. Because when you download video, you're most likely downloading a malware. When it comes to you wanting to sell stuff on Facebook, I'm not an expert on that because I don't sell anything on Facebook. But again, read the terms and regulations carefully. Make sure you know what you're getting into. Because you don't want to abuse the system. And then, bila abuse the system, you yang kena punished by Facebook and then your business suffers. I think that's about it. One more question. Yes, sir. Okay, last question.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Maher Abdullah. Do you know if the Malaysian law or Malaysian acts cover or satisfy with all the concern of cloud computing or the problem with cloud computing or privacy concern of cloud computing? And also, what about the organization or education institution wanted to use the cloud computing so their data will be stored in another places in the world? So what about this concern? What they have to do?
Okay, in regards to laws, ada undang-undang di negara kita, mostly handled by
Excuse me.
English, right?
English,
Okay, there are a lot of laws in this country. How long have you been in Malaysia, man? I'm just kidding. 2 weeks? 2 years. 2 years. So you only know all the bad words lah. That's normal lah. Always learn the bad words first. Anyways, okay, there are laws in Malaysia. Most of it is coordinated by MCMC, Malaysia's Multimedia, not corridor, corporation. Communication, so MCMC atau SKMM in Malay. So MCMC handles a lot of complaints, what do you call it, and enforcement. The thing is, when it comes to internet-related IT crimes, new things pop up all the time, right? There's new scams, new methods that might not fall under a specific law. So this is where the people who hold on to the let's say MCMC, they have to be very dynamic in how they react to this situation. So for instance, if case A should fall under A's jurisdiction, but then suddenly you have a new case that doesn't fall under anything. So now they have to decide, okay, maybe this one should fall under here or under there. And if it falls under a different category, maybe the way that they handle the case is also different. So this is the thing about internet-related or IT-related, it moves very fast. Right, new technology like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. Suddenly, Apple keeps coming out with new connections and ports, and these things always change. Just like the DF, digital forensic guys have to bring a big bag full of different cables just to make sure that they have the right gear. The same thing with the courts. Lawyers have to be constantly kind of, okay, does this fall under here or there? And they always have to negotiate. If you're talking about companies who want to use cloud, again, it goes back to my slide about trust. Do you trust this company? Do you trust what they do? Do you trust what they offer? Are they secure? Like for instance, a lot of people will say, oh, Google is so big, you can trust them. Because even that tagline is, don't be evil. But then you might think that for a company to say, don't be evil, lagi lah dia boleh jadi evil. Right? So because you don't have to say something if it's not true, kan? If you have to highlight something, that means you might be hiding something, who knows? So with Google, you first is understand the terms and regulations. You know, the one where before you sign anything, you have to accept, and first it starts off with like really big writing and then it gets smaller and smaller, smaller, smaller until you cannot read anything at the bottom. Yeah, you have to read that. Find out if it's okay with you and your company. Secondly is, again, if a service is too cheap or from a company that's unknown, you have to be careful. Because there are companies that provide free web hosting, free cloud hosting, but they just use that to actually collect people's information. So if you're talking about cloud, I would always go with the most popular. That's one way of taking care of yourself, because if anything bad happens, they're so high profile that probably if you complain or you make noise, people will start hearing and it can affect their reputation. So services like Microsoft, Google, I would say better than other ones. But at the same time, like for instance, the NSA incident that happened early this year shows that Microsoft gives the NSA a backdoor. Supposedly Google and Apple have given NSA access, or the NSA has access to their servers. So that's why there is no guarantee when it comes to cloud computing. The only way you can guarantee cloud computing is if you buy your own server, put it in an air-conditioned room somewhere, rent out an office, and everything that you store is on that server that is yours. That is the only way you can really be sure that your data is safe. But as long as you use Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, Dropbox, and services like that, there is no 100% guarantee. So I would suggest that you have, again, simplicity and security. You have to decide what information can you share and what information can't you share. For instance, if you just want to share your schedule for class, put it on Dropbox. But if you want to share a photostat of your IC, photostat of your birth cert, photostat of your driver's license, those are things that you might not want to put on a cloud service because there's no guarantee it's secure. So then you have to fall back to the 4 steps of data backup. The first one is have a duplicate of the file. It could be on the same computer or anywhere in the house. Secondly is put it on a CD or an external storage device, right? Third, keep it offsite, right? So first is a duplicate of the file. Second is a copy of the computer. Third is a CD or a DVD. Duplicate of that file, and last but not least is offsite. That means if let's say you save punya server kat sini, you probably have like student punya data kept somewhere else, so that kalau God forbid you sim meletup ke apa, there is still data kept offsite. So those are kind of the ways that you can try and back up your information. But again, there's no guarantee with cloud computing. So as awesome as it is not safe. It all depends on what you yakin, what you feel comfortable with sharing. For me personally, I do not share anything sensitive. I might share like articles I write, things that kalau I share things that if it's stolen, I don't care, right? But anything that if it's stolen would make me worried, anything that if it's stolen will get me into trouble, those are things that I do not put on the cloud. So I think I've run out of time. Bagi pihak, I have to ask a question. My question is, what does CyberSafe stand for? What does CyberSafe stand for? Tadi ada CyberSafe dan bawah tu ada dia punya full name tu. So what does CyberSafe stand for? So bagi pihak Cyber Security Malaysia, saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kerana sudi bersama kami pada hari ini. Kalau saya tersalah cakap, tersinggung perasaan, lawak tak menjadi, saya minta maaf kerana kesempurnaan datang daripada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dan sudah pasti saya ini tidak sempurna. Dengan itu, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.